With the Olympics going on now, why is it that almost every Olympian swears by visualization? Really, think about that for a second here. If every single Olympian, or almost every single person at the top, does the same thing, you would think that there's something really powerful about it. Well, in today's video, I want to tell you about why you should visualize every single day and why Olympians do it, the vast majority of them, every single day. What's up guys, it is Alex Hine here, author of the book Master the Day. The first real reason why visualization is so powerful is that it allows you to actually focus on your goals. In other words, having goals is great, but unless you somehow review them daily, it's really difficult to actually anchor in that day-to-day focus, that day-to-day motivation, and the day-to-day kind of narrow sight that you need to focus on the right things and not get sidetracked. For example, I talked about Michael Phelps in my book, Master the Day, and it's about this routine that his coach had him do. And this is a little snippet from Charles Duhigg's book, The Power of Habit, when he said, all he needed to do was target a few specific habits that had nothing to do with swimming and everything to do with creating the right mindset. He designed a series of behaviors that Phelps could use to become calm and focused before each race, to find those tiny advantages that, in a sport where victory can come in milliseconds, would make all the difference. When Phelps was a teenager, for instance, at the end of each practice, Bowman would tell him to go home and watch the videotape. Watch it before you sleep and watch it when you wake up. The videotape wasn't real. Rather, it was a mental visualization of the perfect race. Each night before falling asleep and each morning after waking up, Phelps would imagine himself jumping off the blocks and in slow motion swimming flawlessly. So basically, Phelps saw him executing this vision, executing this goal flawlessly. In other words, in his mind, he had won 1,000 times before he ever stood on that podium and took the gold medal. He had won 1,000 times in his head. So for me, the first great power of visualization is that it allows you to focus on the right goals. The second reason why Olympians visualize, why you should daily, is that it builds faith. It builds self-confidence that you will actually get there. I talked about how Phelps had already won in his head 1,000 times. So was it really that surprising for him when he actually got on that podium and took the gold 20 plus times? Probably not at that point. But what I'm saying is that when you visualize every single day, rather than being in a state of doubt, like, am I going to get there? Am I going to reach this goal? Is this vision going to become a reality? You are consciously reprogramming your mind and your subconscious to believe that, hey, yes, it's true, and yes, this is really possible. For example, it's well known in psychology that your self-identity will precede your action. So if I describe myself as a lazy person, of course I'm not going to act, because I already view myself as a lazy person. If I view myself, on the other hand, as successful, as disciplined, as focused, as really good at creating new habits, then the reality is going to match up with my internal perception of myself. When you visualize, you physically change the way you perceive yourself and thus the way you act, because your self-identity has changed and the reality of what you see in front of you in your life is just a reflection of that own self-identity. A poor person that believes they can't earn money, that's not good at earning and saving money, will never do anything to counter that and make themselves wealthy or well off. A person who calls themselves lazy 1,000 times a day is just going to prove to themselves they're lazy. So the self-identity is what has to change, and I found that visualization and even affirmations in some cases can be the direct route to rewriting that. The third reason to visualize is that it affects your subconscious and thus your actions in very subtle ways. I had this one client who had a very hard time making breakfast. And we personally established one-to-one that one of the key goals she had to work on was eating regular meals, and ideally eating regular home-cooked meals, because we knew the quality was good, we knew the macronutrient breakdowns and the calorie count were all healthy, but she couldn't get herself to do it. One of the things we ended up working on was visualizing the night before every meal she was going to eat. So we didn't visualize specifically what the meal was, but what we did was we visualized what she would eat when. So she would eat this meal at this time: breakfast, lunch, snack, and dinner. And as a result, the next time she had to wake up and make breakfast, rather than consciously thinking about, oh, like crap, I forgot to make breakfast, because she had visualized successfully making and eating the right breakfast 12 times already, the next time she woke up, she went downstairs and she quickly made a smoothie. And she thought to herself, this is a bit weird. I've never actually done this before. I didn't consciously plan this. I had just seen it in my head 12 times. Like the Michael Phelps videotape, she had seen herself in her new identity, doing the right thing. So when you visualize yourself making the right decision, doing the good habits, going on the path you want towards your goals, it can often subtly influence your subconscious, which then subtly influences your actions. So rather than getting that donut in the morning or getting that pastry with your coffee at Starbucks the next time, because your self-identity has changed through visualization, you're like, you know what? I'm good. I don't need that blueberry muffin. And then suddenly you've changed your habits. Now, your tiny habit of today is very, very simple. Today's tiny daily habit is simply to ingrain some kind of visualization into your daily ritual. I personally do it as part of my hour-long morning routine, and what I personally visualize is my primary goals in every aspect of my life. You know, I'm a huge advocate of going after that level 10 life in every aspect, not just fitness being a primary goal, but setting aside a minute to visualize yourself making those right decisions. Being the healthy person, being the fit person, being the successful person, being the person that's great in the relationship, or the person that saves money. You visualize yourself being the kind of person you want to be, and soon enough you'll see you've already become that person. Now before you go, I want you to leave a comment right there below. Let me know if you know anyone that visualizes, and if so, what do they tend to visualize? Hey guys, it's Alex. Did you like this video? If so, there are 3 ways you can really stay in touch with me. The first thing is obviously to click the subscribe button right there. Every single day I'm releasing a brand new Tiny Habit video to help you lose weight, feel awesome, and live better. Second thing is you can check out my book, Master the Day. Brand new, just came out, it's been topping the Amazon bestseller list, and it's been getting great feedback. It's all about the tiny success habits to help you lose your next 20 or 30 pounds and get to kind of that next level, both in your health, but also in your life. And the third thing is, come visit me over on my website, modernhealthmonk.com. Punch in your email there and I'll give you a free guide on the exact 5 daily habits to help you lose your next 20 or 30 pounds. So go do those 3 things now, and I look forward to catching you in the next video.